Okay, everybody, welcome back once again. We are back here with our Noasis Division 1 group for round 2 here in Season 7. And we're looking forward to this race. Give us a couple minutes as we try fixing up a few technical issues, just trying to make sure we are able to have one of our commentators also join into the session. So just give us a few seconds and we will also be trying to get another driver in as well. So we have a lot of things going on at the moment, but we will be back on the commentator's booth in a second. Alrighty, so yes, we are back here, as I mentioned before, for round 2. Very much so looking forward to this race. We already have a couple of drivers who are already putting in a lap time, and that is Mac T holding currently provisional pole with a 132.3. And looks like we do have leader Bleeback, who appears to be doing a couple of a couple just laps on the hard compounds, trying to get a feel of the track. We do have a couple of our Noasis Division 2 drivers looking to get some practice in preparation for their week, their Wednesday race group. And I do think Frozen might be able to join in. And yeah, so it looks like unfortunately Moikuli unable to join. I do think we had a couple of our European drivers get affected by our daylight savings. We did have daylight savings here on North America. So unfortunately, yeah, our European drivers having to possibly wake up an hour earlier. I do know Atron is one of them as well. Who wasn't exactly ready for this race, but managed to get into the lobby. So we do appreciate him still able to join in. Uh, we did have quite an interesting round 1 with Kema actually taking the win last week. Uh, Currently the leader of the championship standings. We do have MK7 Hitch, who is our two-time Division 1 championship defender. Looking to possibly secure a third title. We don't know. We'll just have to see. We do have 10 rounds in total for the season, so anything could happen. And we do love to see the action. We do have a couple of drivers who have yet to put in a lap time, but that is Fate, who is currently finishing up here in Sector 2. So we'll see what he's able to put in while I just look at the messages. And looks like I do know Frozen has 2 accounts. So hopefully I sent it to the right one. I'll send it this one. And so we do have Frozen joining in here in 5 minutes. MJW, possibly I did send him an invite. We'll see if he's able to join in as well. But we do have Fate. Oof, a little bit of a wiggle there on the final corner, but still manages to put on a pretty good time, a 132.3. Very close to Mac T. And so Fate at the moment securing a front row alongside Mac T there. And we do have the return of Dismal. Dismal, who wasn't able to partake last week, now returning for round 2, and we're looking forward to seeing what he's able to do. Last season, he had quite a few battles there in the mid pack. But of course, we don't know which drivers put in that practice during the off season, so we'll see how that goes. Let me see. I do know Kern Dog is having a little bit. So we were going to have a second commentator right next to me in the comms booth, and that was going to be Noah's Division 2 driver Kern Dog. So let me see if I can hopefully put him into the party chat. So unfortunately, Kern Dog having a little bit of trouble trying to join in. We're not exactly sure why. Yeah, not exactly sure why Kern Dog isn't able to join in, but Dismal, as we took our eyes away from him, Dismal putting in a really great lap time at 132.5, close to fate. And so Dismal, the return of Dismal, looking to provide some outstanding performance for Season 7. And we do have a few newcomers as well. So we do have BDD. It's going to be a little bit of a tongue twister during the battles. We do have BDD, who is debuting here today and appears to be putting in a lap time. So we'll take a quick look at him. So big welcome to him. Hopefully he has a really great race, and hopefully he has fun and wants to continue on here. But we do have BDD, who is going to be going around the final corner. Still plenty of battery to use. Might have been a little bit of a banker lap there, but is going to put in a 138.9, and so that's going to keep him there in 14th. And we do have MK7 Hitch, who is currently putting a lap time now, has just started one. He does have a little bit of traffic, I see, from the mini map, and hopefully none of the drivers going to interfere there. And it looks like no, doing really well to keep it there on the side, keeping the car to the side and away from the drivers on the racing line. Yeah, so looks like Kern Dog might not be able to join here on the commentator's booth, which is going to be a little bit unfortunate for him. I was looking forward to having him join in, but anyways, keeping an eye back on the track, I did see we had Atron, who looks like he may have gotten disconnected, but joining back in. I did see we have Frozen now back in to the session, so we will be having 18 drivers. And looks like leader Lee back getting disqualified due to waiting for the drivers to get past. I think he might have been stationary on the track. But let's see, we do have MK7 Hitch, who crosses the line, puts in a 132.3, and putting himself right alongside Mac T, who crosses the line right behind him and does improve on his time in 132.1. So Mac T currently holding provisional pole at the moment. Meanwhile, we do have Kema, who appears to be up by half a second. And that can be enough to move him a few positions here. And looks like that is definitely going to move him a few positions. Puts him on provisional pole, 131.9. And I do see Escargo asking where his teammate is for... so unfortunately, yeah, Moikuli's in Finland. So I do think... he's sleeping at the moment. I don't think he realized or read the announcement in regards uh, to the time change. And so, yeah, very unfortunate there for the Mercedes team. But I did see we had the Haas driver of Alex Caro Go, our Tier 1 winner on Saturday here in COTA. Puts in a 133.3, sorry, 133.8, puts himself currently in 7th. And let me see if I can find another way to send Kerndog an invite. Alrighty. Anyways, looking back at the grid, looks like we did have Fate improve even further and actually steals away that provisional pole from Kema. So Fate now with a 131.9. And we do have just a few minutes left in the qualifying session, less than 3 minutes. And so we do have a couple of drivers who have yet to put in a lap time. Altron, who is currently on an outlap. AMS Frozen, who looks to be coming out of the pits at the moment and actually has come out on the medium tires. So we did see in these last two races he did start from the back, so not exactly sure if he's going to put in a lap time or just try getting used to the no racing line. Let's see, taking a look at anybody else who is currently putting in a lap time, it looks like we do have Mini Tony in the Alpine, who is actually moving aside for the drivers behind. So it looks like he isn't going to be putting in a lap at the moment, but we do have Fate, who has retired in the pit lane, is satisfied with that lap time. And so can Kema, who is currently on an outlap, Kema, MacT, and MK7 Hitch, the three drivers up in the front who are just as competitive pace-wise with Fate, we do have less than a minute and a half to put in a lap time. And so looking at the rest of the grid, we do have, actually looks like Apex going into the pit lane with a little bit of speed. Alrighty, so we do have, and I believe that is going to be MacT, the first driver who is going to cross the line to try sitting in a lap there in the top 5. So we'll be switching a bit back and forth between these drivers to see who is able to improve and by how much. So MacT now currently starting his lap time. MacT who unfortunately missed last week, and so looking to solidify some good points in terms of the championship. It looks like one of our reserves not realizing the race was today, so no worries. We do understand the confusion. But looks like we do have MacT, who has improved on his time, has put in a purple first sector, and looking right behind, looks like Kema having invalidated his lap time. And curious to know if that occurred on the first corner or what exactly happened there. But we do have MK7 Hitch, who is also putting in a purple first sector. It seems like we have a couple of drivers who have been checkered flagged. Apex going to have to settle with 14, BDD for 15. But looking back here between our top five drivers, Mac T putting in a purple second sector, so he has improved on his time. And I do believe the McLaren of Seyo actually crossing the line puts in a 133.8, moving himself up into seventh. Frozen crossing the line at 131.6, and we do have Mac T going around the final corner here. And what can Mac T put in? And that is going to be a pole, provisional pole, 131.5. Emma, unfortunately, having invalidated Dismal as well. We do have the Yuppie who appears to not be on a lap time. And we do have Alex Carugo who appears to be up by 9/10, almost a second. And so can Alex put in a well enough time to possibly take pole position? No, it looks like he's going to improve with a 132.3, puts himself in sixth. And looks like Arrow having invalidated and is going to settle with 13th now. And so I do believe that is going to be our grid, and looks like we're just waiting on two of our drivers to just enter the garage. Alrighty, so that is going to be our starting grid here for round two in COTA. We have Mac T starting on pole position, a phenomenal lap time of 131.5. In second, we have AMS Frozen, who manages to put himself in second, even running on the mediums, a 131.6. In third, we have Fate, Kema fourth, MK7 Hitch fifth, Alex Cargoat sixth, Dismal seventh, The Yuppie eighth, DRS Maestro ninth, Sayo 10th, Escargo in 11th, Armanson 12th, Arrow in 13, Mini Tony 14, Apex 15, BDD 16, Autron in 17, and Leader Leabag in 18. Leader Leabag, I think, having a bit of issues and getting disconnected from the session. So hopefully he's able to join back in. And I do apologize, Arrow. I realized that I didn't put up the stream on the Discord, but that also means that you should subscribe so you can actually get the notifications when we're live. And I did see, yeah, let me see if I could get Leader Lee back into the session. Unfortunately, he is going to have to take control of the car at the start of the race, and hopefully the AI starts on a strategy that he wants. Jeez. All right, there you go, Arrow. You get your notification that the stream is up. Although you please do subscribe. But anyways, in terms of tire strategy, so from what we saw in tier one and tier two, a one stop is perfectly fine. Although, of course, you never know if a safety car is going to come out. We were surprised last week in Bahrain here with this group when a safety car did come out, and so yeah, anything could happen. Anything can happen. There is plenty of runoff, but we have seen plenty of drivers have a few spins and go into the barrier. So I see Mini Tony. Oh, looks like actually looks like Leader Leadbag did lose connection. So yeah, hopefully Leader Leadbag is able to join in. But as a big reminder, if you're watching as well for the first time, our drivers do have about 3 to 5 minutes of a break, just to make sure they are able to put in or adjust any strategies, adjust any fuels, and just a nice little break between the qualifying and the race, as well as trying to get some of our drivers back into the session. So it looks like Leader Leadbag able to. Alrighty, so they do have the ready up, and as a big reminder to our drivers, please remain sensible in the first corner. The damage with our no assist divisions, they do run higher compared to the other groups, so just something to keep in mind, and just be cautious, especially in turn one, especially sector one with uh, the the flow of the S's. But they do have the ready up. We should be hearing the timer going down in a few seconds. And we will see who started on what and who is going to have the upper hand. And looks like we do have the lights going out in a few with 4 lights, 5 lights, and off they go. And a little bit of an audio issue right there, but looks like we do have Kema with a phenomenal start right there, getting the run on Fate along with Kema. And I do see a little bit of damage there. I do believe that was contact between Mac T and possibly Kema. Did see an end plate possibly flow out, but we'll take a quick look afterwards once we have a much better view. We won't be getting all this information up, but Kema moving up 3 positions, having a really good start there. And so all the drivers flowing right behind of each other. Alex Cargo managing to get the run on MK7 Hitch as well at the start. And we do have a driver running a little bit wide right there. Alex Cargo right on the back of Fate. And is he going to try attempting a move on the inside? No, all the drivers remaining right close behind of each other. Although it does look like Fate remaining ahead of MK7 Hitch. We have a really close close proximity of all these drivers. And so is one of them going to try going out for a move? We do have Fate right behind of Alex Cargo, who is attempting to go around the outside of AMS Frozen, and who, looking at the tire strategies, looks like both Alex Cargo and Frozen having started on the hard compounds. And so Alex Cargo managing to get the run ahead of Frozen. I am curious to know who picked up damage, and that might have actually been Frozen, who does have his missing right end plate and is going to be entering the pit lane. And that might, yeah, it looks like that was between Kema and AMS Frozen there at the start, where we do still have battles going on. So Fate now getting the move done on Alex Cargo. The top 3 drivers having started on the medium tires, and we do have a couple battles happening in the mid pack as well. So DRS Maestro starting on hard compounds, was battling it out with Escargot. But yeah, all the drivers remaining right close behind of each other. Looks like we have a nice little DRS train between Alex Cargo in 4th and pretty much all the way to the, well, looks like to P12, but looks like we do have yellow flags. That appears to be the Ferrari of Arrow Knight, who does seem to be remaining behind a BDD. But up ahead, drivers with the DRS still not yet able to make a move. But it looks like we do have DRS Manager, who appears to have run a little bit wide right there, but Escargot not close enough to use that to his advantage. So Escargot, who looks to be looking to make the move, there on the inside actually manages to get the move to stake, and so Escargot now moving up into 8th. DRS Maestro, who had a really great race last week in Division 1 as a reserve, did finish in 4th and did actually win his own races, his own Division 2 group on Wednesday. So yeah, DRS Maestro looking to get some extra practice in and try improving even further here. But he does have Seo right on the back of him. And is Seo going to try making a move on the inside? And Seo does with a little bit of a lockup. Almost losing the car, and looks like with that mistake is going to pick up a 3-second penalty for corner cutting. And so that is going to allow our Manson to get the move done and move up into 10th. With Seo now under pressure from Mini Tony as well. Ooh, and looks like we do have an incident between DRS Maestro and our Manson. So both of these drivers, Division 2 drivers, and that might have been a little bit of a mistake from one of them, possibly maybe a loss of control, but of course we only get a certain part of the view. But anyways, our Manson, very unfortunate. And we do have DRS Maestro, who does have that missing right end plate. And so I'm gonna have to look at DRS Maestro's stream to know exactly what happened. I'll rag on him afterwards. But anyways, we do have what appears to be virtual safety cars. I don't see a safety car having come out. And so all the drivers having to be extra cautious, make sure they're within that delta. They don't want to pick up that drive-through penalty. And so we're still under yellow flags, and looks like we actually have green flags coming out, and so DRS is enabled once again, and looks like Mac T having a really good run away from Kema now over a second, and we do have a couple changes happening in the back as well. Quite a bit of a pack here. We do have Seo now under pressure from Mini Tony there. Both of the drivers going side by side. A little bit tricky to go side by side here in the Sector 1, but both of them doing a phenomenal job to give each other just enough space. Seo remaining ahead of Mini Tony. Atron sniffing Mini Tony's rear. Trying to look for that opening to try getting the move done. And so Seo looking to get a move here on Leader Liebag, is going to have the DRS. Leader Liebag trying to defend. Leader Liebag climbing up 9 positions, doing a phenomenal job here. Does have Mini Tony closing in as well. So Mini Tony trying to look for the space on the inside, and looks like he's going to be able to get the move to stick, although Leader Liebag trying to defend that position. Not quite giving it up yet, but looks like he is going to have to do so as Mini Tony remains ahead. And Leader Liebag losing the position to Atron as well. So Atron moving up into 11th. And so it looks like we have quite a few battles, a lot of nice battles actually, from the front of the grid to the mid pack. I see a couple of gaps closing in the back as well. Nice bit of a DRS train. Well, we do have Mini Tony closing in on the back of the McLaren, and oof, that is a little bit of contact, but no harm, no foul. AMS Frozen is going to get the fast slap at the moment with a 135. And so Seo with 3 drivers right behind him. Seo's not going to have the DRS to defend himself on the next DRS straight. Oh, I did see a little bit of a wiggle there from Mini Tony, and looks like that is going to cause him to lose a position there to Atron. And we do have Leader Liebag tailing right on the back as well. But Mini Tony with the DRS, not close enough to get a move on Atron yet. And so looking at the tire strategy, so it looks like we do have 4 drivers having started on the hard compounds, the rest having started on mediums, although I do believe, actually no, I think, well, I can't remember exactly what tire Frozen started on, but having to pit early due to wing damage. But I will say both the Haas drivers doing quite well to try attempting to secure a top 10 finish, both Alex Cargo and the Yuppie. And so we do have a couple of gaps closing in. Alex Cargo less than a second behind of MK7 Hitch. Trying to use that battery there. Might not be close enough to get an overtake done. But managing to close in on the back of MK7 Hitch. And we do have Alex's teammate as well closing in on the back of the Aston Martin of Dismal. Also not close enough to get an overtake done. And so looking at our tier 1 race in regards to the tire strategy. So we actually did see a majority of our drivers on that race having started on the medium tires. Very few, I think actually only one driver started on the hard compounds. I do see we have yellow flags that might actually be a BDD there, and looks like that is, but the Kicksava remaining back on the track. But yeah, in terms of the tires, Alex Cargo, who had started on the medium tires, taking the mediums to lap 13. A few drivers having actually pitted a bit earlier, lap 9. And it's like voodoo. The second I say Alex Cargo, Alex picks up a 3-second penalty. And so Dismal doing well to keep that gap right behind actually of the Haas. And so Alex Cargo looking to make a move, try closing in on the back of the Red Bull. I do know on tier 1 he was actually struggling a little bit with the setup. So I do wonder if he adjusted for this race, if he knew which areas of the setup to tweak, and hopefully the car is feeling a lot more comfortable. And actually, looks like we might be able to have a current dog in. So let me see if I can actually hopefully invite him. We'll give him a little nice introduction if he's able to join in. We do appreciate some of our drivers wanting to join into the commentators booth. It is a bit tiring if for those who like me who actually have to do more than one. So it's nice to have somebody else to talk to. Let's see if I can get him into the race. And hopefully he's actually sharing his voice so we could doesn't become so stressful. All right, but anyways, we do have a couple of drivers having picked up penalties. So 6 drivers with the 3 seconds. Alex, Escargot, Sayo, Apex leader lead by BDD with the 3-second penalties. And so Alex still not able to close in on the straight. I do believe MK7 Hitch able to defend, having the DRS there on the back of Fate. But up in the back, Sayo with Escargo much closer than he was before. And is Seo going to try attempting to get a move here? And very close to the Jesus Christ, very close to the rear of the Mercedes. Escargo, I don't even think he even knows what almost could have happened. Jeez. Oh boy, but looks like we have a couple of battles happening in the back right behind as Ultron and Frozen have a little bit of a battle. Looks like Ultron going a bit wide, and so AMS Frozen and Mini Tony. Oof, that might have been a little bit of contact there, but not exactly sure what occurred. But anyways, Ultron now losing the positions there. But Mini Tony right on the back of Arrow Knight, and so Mini Tony, whew, a little bit of a love tap there on the Ferrari, but looks like no harm, no foul there. And up in the front, Mac T with a pretty comfortable gap of over 2 seconds ahead of Kemma. Kemma with a comfortable gap as well of over 3 seconds ahead of Fate, who does have MK7 Hitch closing in right behind them. And looks like MK7 Hitch looking to make the move on the inside stick and does manage to make a stick. And so MK7 Hitch now holding third. And I do see that we have Kern Dog, who just joined into the party. No, don't worry. We do appreciate you still trying to join in. I mean, it's this is the first first couple of laps of the season, so once we figure this out, then we could work comfortably afterwards. Um, yeah, perfect, perfect. I know you're listening to the stream as well. Can you hear your own voice on the stream, just to make sure? Because I know there's a setting where you can actually share your voice or not share it. So I've had it happen before, and then people are like, "You're talking to yourself." And so, okay, so Guardian says there's no voice. Okay, no worries. So when you go to if you go to capture options, you'll have the option there to include your mic's audio. Just let me know when you click, and then we have Guardians on the live chat as well, letting me know what's what's happening on the stream. Okay, no problem. So you have the controller, right? You have your controller, right? You're holding the controller, right? Okay, so probably. Okay, I got you. I got you. Okay, so if you go to the app, I do believe if you go to the party options, you'll see the ability to include your audio. You're good. You're good. No worries. No worries. I don't mind. These guys, they get a stream every week, so they could survive a couple minutes of of this. Don't worry. All right, we are back. All right, so yeah, do you want to see hopefully on the stream if your voice works now, and if Guardians could let
Yeah,
us know as well?
yeah. Let's find out. Hopefully you can hear me now. I'm live,
And yes, we can. I actually checked it on the stream as well, just in case. And yes, so big welcome to
loud and
Kern Dog.
clear.
Yep, loud and clear. yeah, we
Wonderful.
yeah we do apologize for the pause, but honestly, it's worth it because this allows our streams to have more voices. I mean, I'm pretty sure people are tired of hearing me every so often. So yeah.
Yeah, hopefully I can help out. Give you somebody to at least bounce some ideas off of, right? So
Yep,
excited
exactly.
to at least get the second half of the race, and we'll see what happens.
Yep, and I just shared my screen, so I know Kern Dog is on
Wonderful.
the. Oh, there we go. You're watching the share screen. Perfect. Oh, look at
Yep.
you. You're a professional already on the PlayStation app.
Let's go.
There's a perfect. So you can see what I'm watching, and whatever you notice, maybe I don't notice, you can just give it a little
Mm,
bit of a shout out, or you could even take control as well for any overtaking action.
absolutely. Sweet.
But I do know you raced in. For those who didn't watch for Tier Two, Current Dog did participate, and you actually finished in the top 10, no?
Yeah, finished in eighth place. Wanted a better result. I really felt like I had some good pace, but I made a mistake coming out of the S's and just spun it into the wall, of course. Typical. So
Unfortunately, we did catch
had to.
that.
Yeah, I think it was on stream too, which I was gonna flame you for. Somehow it's your fault. I don't know how.
Commentator's curse. It's always my
Yep.
fault.
Yeah. So had to stop, get a new wing. Came back out, did the best I could, but
Mhm.
eighth was the best I could do. So yeah, as far as the tires, I felt while I was racing that the one stop was definitely very possible. I tried my best to undercut, and it ended up working until
Mhm.
I smashed into the wall. So it's definitely something that we have probably already seen come
Mhm.
lap 14 here in this race, but um, we'll see how it plays out towards the end, obviously.
Yeah, definitely. And if I'm not mistaken, you started on the mediums, right? Or did you start on the hard
I did.
compounds? You did start on the
Yeah,
mediums.
started on the mediums and switched to the hards and made that mistake. So kind of wasted some time there, but
Mhm.
it's all right. It was fun racing anyways, and got collected some data for, collected some data for the Wednesday's race. So, but yeah, this track is it's difficult in general. I mean, you have the slow corners, high speeds, fast corners. It's definitely an all-around track. So picking your setup can definitely be challenging.
Mhm.
You don't want to overdo the downforce and lose all that time down the straights, but you also don't want to have not enough downforce and be sliding around throughout sector 3. So
Mhm.
definitely a difficult one in that sense.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I think with Gnosis, it's of course even more trickier. Is there a certain section or sector of the track that you think is more trickier or more difficult to kind of manage with the Gnosis?
Yeah, well, Sector 3 is difficult, but really only the beginning of Sector 3. It can be a bit slippy as you're getting onto the throttle,
Mhm.
so you definitely have to make sure to be careful there. The S's definitely can cause trouble later on in the tire stints, especially in the rears. They tend to overheat. You start to swing wide, and before you know it, you're losing 4 tenths through this
Mhm.
section that we're seeing right now from Kemma. So um, yeah, this part can be hard, especially this corner coming up here and making sure not to invalidate through there while also keeping the car to the floor. It's definitely difficult. So I would say those two sections are the most difficult technically. And then yeah, just getting into these corners here and making sure that you have a clean release because the corner exit is so important here at Texas.
Mhm. Yeah, definitely. And I think you were right on terms of the the track limits. We display right now. We have quite a number of drivers who have picked up penalties already.
Hmm. Yeah, and it can be difficult. You know, you think that you're well, you think that you're keeping it in, and then especially right here at this these final two corners, you're coming around as fast as possible, and you clip just a tiny little tire over the edge, and before you know it, you've got 6 seconds worth of penalties. So
Mhm.
it's definitely just something to keep an eye on because the penalties can really make a difference in such a close race like this.
Yeah, and I think MK7 Hitch was a little bit cautious there. I think he actually let Alex through. Actually, no, it looks like MK7 Hitch might be struggling a little bit.
Mm,
Doesn't look like he's picked up any damage. I actually thought he was letting Alex through, considering Alex does have those 6 seconds of penalties. But
mm.
I'm not exactly
Yeah,
sure
it
what's
looks like you might be
happening.
having an issue. Ooh, I wonder if that's some sort of setup issue or something. It looked like he was having trouble shifting there.
Setup, or we have seen, unfortunately, a lot of moments where everybody's own steering wheel, their
Oh
rig
yeah, yeah.
gets messed up.
Yeah, sorry,
Uh,
that's what I meant by setup.
oh yeah,
Rig, like
yeah.
steering wheel. Yeah,
So
yeah.
hopefully, yeah, that wasn't the case for MK7 Hitch, but I guess we'll just have to find out afterwards after the race. But we have had quite a few nice battles all throughout the grid. So
Yeah, I think I need you to fill me in a little bit. I was a bit
yeah.
distracted the first 12 laps. Have we had any safety cars? What's the deal?
So we did actually have a virtual safety car. So not exactly sure what exactly happened with DRS Maestro and R Manson. Might have been just a little bit of a snap uh, from Maestro, but of course, we only get certain viewpoint of
Mm,
it. Um, but DRS Maestro, I think, did collect R Manson, and so not exactly sure what happened. R
right.
Manson automatic retirement, and so that did bring out the virtual safety car.
Mm,
Atron did retire in the pit lane. Not exactly sure why, as we were trying to get you in, but that's okay. We'll find out afterwards. But other than that, no,
yeah, sorry
everything's
about that,
been
Ultron.
it's alright. He probably doesn't want the spotlight for that kind of
Yeah.
that kind of thing. But
Right.
yeah, in terms of position changes, I mean, we've had a couple of ooh, looks like we do have yellow flags. I don't know what that is. A car getting out the way? No. Uh, yeah, we have had a couple of drivers make some moves. Highest at the moment is Alex Cargo, who still has yet to pit, though. Yeah, currently sitting on 16 lap old hard compound. So, yeah, you didn't really miss much. Just a couple of
Yeah.
overtakes happening here and there. A couple little mistakes. Of course, like you mentioned, it is a very technical track. So, especially there in Sector 1, very easy to lose the car. But, it has been a fairly interesting race. Curious to know when Alex and MK7 Hitch are going to pit, though.
Yeah. 16 laps there on the hards. Definitely doable. It's just if he can keep the pace up, obviously, and doesn't want the medium to hard strategy to
Mhm.
overtake him there. So yeah, if he can keep that pace going, I think that he could have a good result with starting on the hards.
Ooh, I think.
Is Texas? No, go ahead.
So sorry to interrupt. Yeah, I think MK7 Hitch is struggling.
Ooh,
Might really be the his rig.
ooh. Wonder if he's.
Yeah, because he's lost a few positions there, and he looks. Yeah, I don't think he can even turn the car.
Yeah,
Jeez,
man, that's unfortunate.
that is considering he's our championship defender.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is going to be really harsh. Kemma in a really good position to score more points and try increasing that gap in the standings. But
Mm.
I know I do believe you've been watching the Noah's Division One races a few times, right? Is there any driver that stands out to you?
Yeah, I've been watching. Well, first of all, I want to give credit to all these guys because they, much respect to them. The times they're able to put in, how consistent they're able to be is really outstanding. So, want to give props to all of them. But I will say that defending champion, unfortunately, he's out. But defending champion, obviously, he's going to be quick
Mhm.
always. Always enjoy watching Moikuli. I think he's very talented, extremely quick. Obviously, couldn't make it for this one. Mac T, Kemma, Fate. It's always an interesting watch here in Division One. These guys are always pushing each other, and you just never really know who's going to take it. So Yeah, those guys all standing out. Shout out to Escargot and Autron for coming up from Division Two last season. Autron with that championship in Division Two, and um, can't forget to give props to my boy Mini Tony.
That's right.
Love
That's
to see him on track.
right.
We're switched around for once. I'm watching him, so
Exactly. I'll have to keep you away from his screen then. And all
I
the
know.
revenge of the of the commentators' curse.
Yeah,
Oh boy, but looks like we do have Alex who has actually just pit, so now getting rid of those 18 lap old hard compounds and is going to get overtaken and looks like he's going to come out, I do believe, behind a Fate.
mm,
And I will say Frozen has had an incredible race after having picked up damage on the first lap. Not sure if you saw what happened from the stream, but yeah, Frozen did have to pit on the first lap after having picked up damage and somehow managing to maintain that pace and is currently sitting in fifth, although he
yeah,
does have that penalty. Oh, it looks like MK7 Hitch actually has entered the pits and picks up a 10-second penalty as well. And yeah, I do wonder if he's just trying to find out exactly what's happening with his rig or if it's just
yeah. It seems
I
to be
doubt it's
struggling
skill
there.
issue.
Yeah, no, yeah, I 100%. Oh man, I wonder if he'll just retire in the pits there. I don't know if we can see him coming back out there. Yeah,
Yeah,
it
so
looks like he's coming back out, so
oh
not sure
yeah.
what's going on there, but it'd be nice to see if he could recover for these last few laps, at least snag a couple of points, and yeah.
Yeah,
You know, I
100%.
see that Frozen looks like Frozen changed his name. Is that what I'm seeing, or am I late to that?
Which name
'Cause,
were you used to? Because he has
uh,
he's a man of many faces. I've seen
right.
like many names. I think.
Yeah, I guess I don't recognize the AMS on the Frozen
Okay, so
logo,
he used
but
to be AMS. I do believe he used to race there. For it, pretty big esports league, I think. Then he had Anime Gooner, I think it was, or Boomer, for one of those two.
yeah,
Oof.
they just love making us say crazy stuff in the
Yep,
commentary
and
box.
then he has another one where it's just Frozen. So it's like he's had three
Okay.
names already with me, and I'm like, I don't know. And so I have both his accounts. I signed up both of his accounts an invite to the lobby. Not exactly sure which one he uses, but yes, that
Yeah,
is Frozen.
makes sense. It looks like Kemma here may be able to get something done here on the back straight. We'll see if who can get a good release out of this corner. It looks like he's gonna have DRS.
Yeah, it does have DRS. I don't think he'll be close in the top three, doing
Yeah,
well. They'll remain less than half less than a second behind of each other.
yeah.
Uh,
This track I found particularly difficult to manage battery.
mhm,
So definitely something to keep an eye on for these guys because you know if you're moving down the back straight and don't have enough battery to stay ahead, you can easily be overtaken. So
mhm. Well, I do believe someone mentioned they don't really use much in Sector 3, right? Not exactly sure how you fared in Tier 2. Or if there's a certain
yeah,
area where you were just draining it. I know many on the straight they were.
yeah, definitely the straights. I tried to harvest mostly through the S's and through
Mhm,
Sector 3, which you know makes most sense. But occasionally you're in battle and you need to try to position your car in a certain way, and you use battery where you don't want to, and end up hurting down the straight.
mhm,
So something to consider, especially as these guys are within 7/10 of each other, and it can be really difficult when the battery starts falling and you feel like you're losing tire grip, and yeah, it's definitely something that will probably be accentuated even more now with the new regulations, depending
mhm.
on how they do that with the 20 the new F1 game or the DLC. But we will definitely see there. We'll see if Kema can get something going here.
Yeah, I've heard a bunch of different opinions regarding the DLC so and the new cars. So we'll see.
Yeah.
We will have to see how that goes.
Yeah, well, it's definitely a conversation because you watch the F1
Mhm,
races and it's quite interesting. I mean, I really enjoyed that first 15 laps or so watching the Ferrari and the
mhm.
Mercedes. Detroit blows, but at the same time, it's not really pure racing. So, you know, you're not foot. I mean, you are foot to the floor, but the car is clipping and all this battery talk. So it's yeah, it's weird, but it's definitely unexplored territory. But I'm excited for it and
Yeah,
excited to see what.
changes happen.
Yeah,
We just have
yeah,
to
for
adjust.
sure. Yeah.
But I was keeping an eye on Alex Cargo. So Alex, who actually switched over to the medium tires,
Hmm.
has actually cut down quite a bit of time behind a Fate. Although he does have 6 seconds of penalty, so I do wonder if he's gonna still try fighting it out for podium. You never know; anything could happen in these final laps.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. I mean, on those fresher mediums, he could potentially overtake in. I don't know if he could get out of 6 seconds there, but he could potentially overtake and appeal.
Hmm.
Obviously, there's always the appeal for those type of penalties, and it looks like Kemma's battery is going to be pretty depleted here on this straight, so I'm not sure how much that'll affect him.
Yeah, exactly. And I was also looking at the others as well. So Frozen actually picked up another 3 seconds. So Dismal's just there. Can possibly try closing that
Yeah.
gap and try finishing in the top five.
Yeah, Dismal could definitely do that with the fresher mediums. We'll see if those mediums can stick around. Obviously, still, what is it, 6 laps left here. So I know once you get to about lap 9 or so, the mediums really start to fall off, and you really
Mhm.
start sliding around a little bit. So just see if he can stay consistent, get within that 6 seconds there without getting himself any penalties.
Yeah, exactly. And speaking of penalties, looks like we only have five drivers who don't have penalties. So everybody else, penalty party.
Yeah,
Jeez.
man, we might just need to turn off track
the,
limits,
the
huh?
track limits. Yeah. Oh, imagine that. Everybody would just be cutting the corners.
Yeah.
Oh boy. But looks like
Yeah.
we don't have. Actually, looks like Alex has managed to close in now, less than a second behind a Fate who picks up a 3 second
Oh,
penalty.
yep. That kind of changes things there because, I mean, 5 laps left, but if Alex Karagoat can really find some pace here, there's a chance at making a 3 second gap if he can get an overtake done here. We'll see.
Yeah, definitely. I've seen drivers still make the overtake, still try to increase that gap, or they also try putting in a little bit of pressure, try intimidating the driver ahead into making mistakes.
Right.
Um, which honestly is a strategic move, and looks like Alex Cargo getting the move done on Fate. I don't think Fate was going. Ooh,
Oh.
that is a driver
Oh.
on the apex.
Oh man.
I think that was Apex,
Who
and
was
what?
that?
I think that was
The Apex?
Apex. Yeah, it
Okay.
was Apex.
Apex
My
at the
goodness,
Apex.
Apex at the Apex. Exactly.
Ooh,
Oh man! And as you
that
know,
was
as
close.
ghosting is disabled, so that is a
Hmm.
very close call. My goodness.
Yeah. Wow.
Uh,
Oh, great reactions. Great reactions from Fate and Alex to avoid Apex there because he was in quite a awkward spot. So props to him.
yeah, mega reflexes, and looks like wow, we have BDD who has 32 seconds of penalties. I didn't even know that you can
Ooh.
collect that many. I think that is actually the highest score of the league for a
Yeah.
driver with penalties in one race. That beats Kyle.
Man. Yeah.
Oh boy.
I think that we might need to make some superlatives for the end of the season this time around.
Mhm.
Some most penalized and most improved type of
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
superlatives. So
if any, if you ever have any suggestions, feel free to send them. Or if you even want to try
yeah.
doing them, that's perfectly fine as
Oh,
well.
maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not to put more work on you there.
Well, I don't mind, but of course, I only have limited free time in the
Right.
week. The majority
Yeah.
is
Well.
with these guys.
Right. Well, obviously, we really appreciate everything you do for this league. You know, it's hard to show thanks, right? But obviously, just want to give you your props for everything that you coordinate and get going on. Organize and everything. So yeah, props to you as well.
No, I appreciate that, and all the drivers who take the time to join in, we do love that. And
Yes.
yeah, just hoping for another good season, of course.
Yeah.
Although we do like a little bit of chaos and some drama.
Yeah, waiting for some rain, huh?
I've been waiting. Oh man,
I know.
doesn't happen. It doesn't happen at all.
Yeah, don't like driving in it, but it's sure fun to watch. So I have to ask you, since I haven't been here the entire race,
Mhm.
who were you thinking for your driver of the day?
That is actually a really good question, and it's something I forget always to think over.
Yeah.
I will give Frozen a little bit of respect because he did have that damage. He did go all the way to the back of the grid, and managing
Mm,
right now, P5, and has extended that gap ahead of Dismal, even with the second. So I'll give him one of the driver of the day nominees. And as I
mm.
say, that's like voodoo.
Oh.
It picks up another three
Wow, that
seconds.
is incredible. I don't know how that works. That's got to be studied.
It really does. It really does. Um, I can't think.
Oh, Alex
But
Carragoat might get an overtake here.
oof.
Ooh, close there at the braking. It looks like he might have got it done though.
I
He's
managed to
got
get
the
us.
position going here and through this windy part, so see
Yeah,
if
I'll
he can
have to
keep it
look through
together.
the whole race once again to really decide driver of the day. But I will say the top three drivers have done a phenomenal job battling it
Mm,
out.
yeah, I think obviously only been here for the second half of the race, but I've seen some very encouraging driving from Alex Carragoat here,
Mhm.
overtaking Fate and Kemma to get up to second, and he might even try to push Mac T here for the win. It's going to be close here in these last two laps, so.
Ooh, and as you say
Ooh,
that, Alex really close to the rear of Maxi, and I think looks like that doesn't give a bit of an advantage to Kemma and Fate, but
yeah,
a
he
little bit of
didn't
a
lose
scare there
as
for
much time as
us.
I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was a close one for sure.
Yeah, we've had a few close calls, huh?
Yeah, yeah. Um, but I mean, that's what you want. That's Alex
Oh,
Carrago picking up a penalty, which is going to drop him out of the podium at the yeah, it looks like it might drop him off the podium at
yeah,
this
right off.
point.
I think it put him in. See, when I commentate with Mini Tony, he always does the math for me as well as Turtle Commander 7. I
Ah, no.
suck at math, so,
Yeah, oh
so
man. Well, it looks
I
like we're just gonna have no math here since I'm no good at math either.
well, as Turtle says, it could be quick math. It doesn't have to be right as long as it's quick.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, I do
Yeah.
think you're right. It'll push him out the podium, but I think it might actually put him in fourth. AMS
Yeah.
Frozen A9's. Oh well, actually, yeah, because Frozen has a 9 seconds, so Frozen might just have to settle for fifth if he keeps it. Still, actually, don't want to keep it 9 seconds ahead of Dismal. He might be just doing a little bit of a challenge to see how many penalties he could get and still keep it ahead of Dismal.
Yeah.
But we are now starting the penultimate lap, and from what you've seen, do you think any driver has a much better advantage here towards the end of the race?
Well, I saw that I mean obviously saw right here that we're on that Alex has some battery charged up there, so it looks like he might be trying to make a push, but obviously with those penalties it's gonna affect him in terms of where he truly finishes.
Mhm.
I think the grid has kind of laid itself out pretty evenly in terms of where you would expect most of these drivers. Um, yeah, I mean, hard to say. Obviously, we just have to see what happens here in these last two laps, especially with all the tire offsets and the battery deployment and stuff. So,
Mhm.
see, it looks like Alex might get an overtake here.
Yeah, he's draining the battery, and Maxi defending
Hmm.
the inside. And I
Yep.
think Alex is gonna try going for a switchback, and looks like he does. Is Maxi
Wow.
actually going off the track? Although I
Yeah,
think
and
Maxi.
Mac T's got to be careful of Kemma here now
Mm-hmm.
too.
Yep, exactly. Looking up, I'll put up the penalties just to kind of have an idea on who's closing in on who. But Kemma, who is currently our leader in the standings, doing a
Hmm.
phenomenal job this race to possibly try securing a podium.
Yep. And with Alpine, obviously after the first race with Kema winning, they're leading the championship for Division One. So
Hmm.
it is going to be quite an interesting season. I'd like to see where Ferrari with McT and Arrow, if they're able to push for a win in the constructors, and it's going to be close for sure. I think that the driver lineups are definitely very even, and I'm excited to watch the rest of the season, to be honest. So.
Yeah, we have a lot of strong pairs, and I was hoping for Aston Martin team. Unfortunately, Mamu, not exactly sure if you know Mamu having to back out. Um,
Mm.
but I think still Dismal does really well to really score points for the team. But let's see, we are currently on the final lap. MacT right on the back of Alex Cargo, who has that 9-second penalty. I think MacT might play it conservative, considering of course Alex has the penalties, but looks like
Yeah, looks like
MacT.
he's gonna
Whew,
dive down the inside.
boy, that
Ooh.
is a
Oh,
bit
and
of a
he's got to be
lockup.
careful of Kema. Oh, he's got to be careful of Kema here. Kema's got to the inside. That's good. A good defensive position. Didn't leave him much space there, but let's see what happens here.
That was really close to being ended.
Yeah,
Why?
yeah, definitely very aggressive from the drivers. I mean, I love aggressive driving. At least they're keeping it clean.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, and Alex has definitely showed some great pace here. Maybe too much, getting a couple of penalties there,
Yeah,
but
right.
it looks like Mac. Yeah, yep. Looks like Alex is gonna cross the line in first place, but obviously with those penalties drops down. So it looks like it's gonna be Mac T to win this one.
Yeah, Frozen as well, doing a phenomenal job to increase that gap ahead of Dismay. I think Frozen had 9 seconds. I trying to remember if he picked up another one, but yeah, this actually, yeah, 9 seconds. So
Mm,
it looks like the Yuppie, unfortunate for MK7 Hitch, who picked up the 10-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane, and so the Yuppie possibly looking to secure a P7 here at the end of the
mm-hmm.
race.
Yep. Yep. The yuppie. Yep.
Yup, the Yuppie.
Yep, the yuppie. Well, and I will mention too that not sure exactly what happened with MK7 there, and I'm not sure the ruling there for in terms of how the stewards rule that, but I know if he did have some sort of rig issue, I don't know if that's something that the penalty could potentially be reversed on that. I'm not sure the ruling there, but
They could definitely take a look because obviously a lot of things are very case by case. Which is
mm,
it's actually a really good question because I feel like not many people ask how the stewarding works. So
mm,
yes, it is very case by case. For example, if a driver is pushed into the to cross the line, then they could definitely appeal that. In terms of the rig, there's obviously a couple things they'd have to take a look at, to all throughout the race to see what was affected by the rig malfunctioning. But um, but yeah, definitely. If there's no harm in submitting an appeal for them to take a look at it and see
yeah.
exactly what happened.
Yep, something worth considering for sure. But yeah, the podium celebration, always love that.
Yep, exactly. Would you actually like to go over the final grid?
Yeah, absolutely. So, man, this is always gets me because it's on a timer, but we got in first place winning the COTA Texas Grand Prix. We have Mac T in first, Kema in second, Fate in third. From there, we have Alex Carugoat, AMS Frozen, Dismal, the Yuppie, MK7 Hitch. No, he had some issues throughout. We'll have to see what happened there. 9 is Seiyao, 10 Mini Tony, 11th Escargot, 12 Arrow, 13 Leader Leabag, 14th BDD, and it looks like from there we have some DNFs, which are going to be DRS, Apex, Atron, and R Manson.
I'm gonna have to switch DRS Maestro's name again to DNF Maestro. This guy. Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
DNF Maestro. Or you know what? With the new regulations, he should change his name to Straight Mode Maestro or whatever they call it.
that's a pretty good idea. I'm pretty sure I see he's listening on the stream, so he definitely knows
Yeah.
what's up.
Rest in peace to the DRS,
Yeah,
but
he
we
said he
might
said
have to.
LOL the chat.
Absolutely.
Oh man.
Well, I really appreciate you letting me hop on here. I'm sorry I had those technical issues at the beginning. Hopefully for next time around I'm able to, hop on right away and get the full race and the full commentary, but I
Mhm.
appreciate you letting me on anyways.
No, no, of course, and we enjoy having other drivers join in on the commentators booth. Of course, we're still a little bit conscious. You've been in the league, I think, for over a season, so we already know how you are. You're a phenomenal driver on track, and off the track, you're a nice guy. So we knew it was gonna be no problem. Um, but yeah, no, we do really appreciate you joining in, and hopefully we do hear more from you and have you join in. Um, and we're looking forward to seeing you race on Wednesday
Yeah,
with
definitely
our
excited.
noses.
Yeah, with No Assist Division 2, that'll be a great race. I think for me, 8 o'clock Central Time, right? And I'm
Oh,
super
that's
pumped.
right.
Yeah, I'm Central, so a little different for me. But yeah, super pumped. I just love racing. I love watching racing. I love commentating. I, graduated with a journalism degree, so obviously just love doing this type of thing, and can't wait to, you know, sit in when I can and hopefully see a podium before the end of the season. That would be the goal, right?
Hmm.
That's my long shot goal. So hopefully we can push for that.
We'll stamp this. All
Yeah.
right,
No,
we will.
nobody clip it.
When you do get that podium, then we'll take this out of the receipts and we'll show this.
Oh yeah.
But no, yeah, no, we do appreciate it. As I mentioned, I mean, people are probably tired of always listening to me, so it's always great and always fun to hear another voice and another voice to talk to.
Oh yeah. Give you
So
something else to talk about,
yeah, because
right?
sometimes I forget what I'm saying mid sentence, and I'm like, "Geez," or
Yeah.
like I'm like daydreaming, or it's a long day,
Yeah, I
and I'm
get
talking
you.
to
I get you.
myself. I'm like,
Especially, right, and especially on like Monday, doing two races,
Mhm.
kind of almost back to back. So yeah, again, props to you. We're very grateful for you. So,
"Oh, no, I
yeah,
appreciate it."
keep pushing. We love it. So
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. But yeah, then big thanks to you for joining in. Big thanks to our drivers for partaking in the race, and big thanks to our viewers as well. I already saw a few of them on the live chat, so big thanks to you guys keeping the chat active. And yeah, stay tuned for our Wednesday group. That is our No Assist Division 2 group with No Assist back here in COTA. Hopefully, a little bit of rain. Uh,
hmm
and then after
hmm
that, we head into
well, Suzuka.
Suzuka. That's right, exactly Japan.
Yep,
See, I said it in tier 2 and I completely forgot already. My
yep,
memory is
yep,
it's like a goldfish.
yep. I will
But
say the last thing before I go.
mhm.
I was really cheering for Rain a little bit earlier, but not for Division Two. Not for Division Two. Every other
Well,
division, just because it's fun to watch. But
yeah,
oh man.
all right. But yeah, everybody, thank you. Have a good night, good evening, good morning, wherever you're watching from, and we'll catch you guys on the next race.
All right. Good night.